Hello, Christ representatives. This is Pastor James, and I'm happy that we are back together. Look, I hope you all had a wonderful, fun-filled, and safe spring break. But now it's time to get back to it. Not only back to school, but also back to our time of exploring God's Word together and learning about God. So today, in this episode, we're going to have a little bit of help from a guy named Mr. Phil. That's right. Mr. Phil is going to help guide us through our conversation today. And we're going to talk about doing what's right, but most importantly, we're going to talk about what it means to be Christian. What it means to be Christian. Well, it's time to get to it, Christ representatives. We're going to start off with praise and worship, and then we're going to get into the Word. I'll see you in a bit.
How you doing, God Rockers? I'm Chip. In a moment, we're gonna be dropping a brand new dance track, which is really cool. But I gotta say, I'm not having the best day so far. First, I burnt my toast at breakfast time. Then, I couldn't find my favorite socks. Then, my car broke down on the way here, and I had to run the rest of the way. While I catch my breath, why don't you master the moves of this next dance track? Here's my friend Crystal to help you out.
Thanks, Chip. Ready to master these moves. First, let's find our rhythm. Now we can pull those arms up and add some deep shoulder action. Oh, great work. Okay, let's do this for 1 and 2. Then we push those hands forward and we're going to pull back strong for 2. Well done. 1, 2. And again with the arms and shoulders. 1 and 2. Now this time we're going to go mega muscles and keep tapping your toes forward. Now jump out with your arms and your feet. Then one arm goes forward and now to the other side with the other arm forward. Twice more. 1 and 2. Then we're going to scoop, 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 double scoop, 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 double scoop. Let's practice with the actual song. Shoulders, shoulders, pull, pull, shoulders, shoulders, muscles. Arms forward, 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 forward. Scoop, scoop, double scoop, 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 double scoop. Well done, epic effort.
Well, the good news is you did great. The bad news is my soccer team just lost. Again. Do you ever have one of those days where it just feels like nothing is going right? Maybe I can cheer myself up by finding out who's going to be leading the dance today. Let's fire up the Dance Craze Crew Selector.
Which dancer is going to be selected? Will we be bopping with Ruby or jumping with Opal? Grooving with Sapphire or moving with Topaz? Who's it gonna be? It's Ruby!
Okay, Ruby, you're up. Hang on a second. Is that what my hair looks like right now? Oh, a bad hair day on top of all that. Perfect. Never mind that now. Why don't you guys follow along with Ruby or just make up your own dance moves? Let's go!
For the joy of the Lord is your strength. For the joy. For the joy of the Lord. your strength.
Wow, you rocked it! You know what? Even though some days are harder than others, I can take joy in who God is. He's bigger than everything, so I can trust He's gonna be with me no matter what, even on days like today when everything seems to go wrong. These words are actually found in the Bible, in the book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 10. Why not share this dance track with a friend? Thanks for joining us, God Rockers. By you being here, I feel so much more joyful already. Remember, keep rocking.
Hey, it's me, Phil.
That's Mr. Phil.
Sure, you can call me Mr. Phil, and we're here to explain this big, big book.
The phone book.
No, it's the Bible. This one is more than 150 years old. They were big back then. And Emily Elephant and Sam the Turtle are here to help.
Hello, I'm Emily.
And I'm Sam. I'm the turtle. She's the elephant.
I think they figured that out.
Maybe they've never seen a turtle and an elephant on TV before.
I'm pretty sure they have.
How about if we get started? Sam and Emily, are you ready?
Oh, great. It's time for the show.
Wait for me. I got bad knees.
Okay, we're ready to start. Sam and Emily, take it away.
Hello, world. I'm Emily Elephant.
And I'm Sam the turtle.
And we're answering questions. Questions about this big, big book.
Hard questions with hard answers. But we're not scared. We can handle it. Okay, give me the first question.
What is the first book of the Bible?
That's too hard. Can you give me an easier one?
Sam, this is the easy one.
Okay, at least give me a clue.
A clue. It starts with the letter G.
Oh, G. A book of the Bible that starts with G. I got it. Galatians.
No. Galatians is a book in the Bible that starts with G, but it's not the first book of the Bible.
Giblets.
That's the insides of a chicken.
And the first book of the Bible.
No, Sam, it's Genesis. Genesis is the first book of the Bible. Take it, guys.
Genesis is where the Bible begins. Before there was any sin, it's where the Bible starts. Oh, Adam and Eve are in Genesis. Noah and the flood is in Genesis. So many stories you shouldn't miss. That's why you should read Genesis. Abraham and Isaac, Jacob and his many sons. Joseph goes to Egypt, and now the Bible has begun. Genesis. It's where the Bible begins. Before there was any sin, it's where the Bible starts.
Well, there you go. The word Genesis means beginning.
It makes sense then that it's the first book.
It sure does.
It does indeed. In Genesis, we learn how God made the world to be a wonderful place where we could live with Him, together with God.
That's great.
But it got messed up.
That's terrible. What happened?
Sin, right? That's when we put ourselves first. When we say, I'm not going to listen to God, I'm going to listen to me.
Oh, no. Can God fix it?
Of course he can. He's God.
God launches a plan to make things right so we can live with Him again. In Genesis, we see the very beginning of that plan with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob's kids, who are called the children of Israel.
I've heard of them, the children of Israel.
The Israelites.
The children of Israel.
The Israelite.
No, the children of Israel.
Guys, you're saying the same thing. The children of Israel are the Israelites.
Huh. What do you know?
It's time for our next question. Sam, what do you got?
The Bible. How much does it weigh?
How much does the Bible weigh?
Yeah, you know, in pounds.
Well, Bibles come in different sizes, Sam. Big Bibles weigh a lot. Little Bibles, not so much.
But overall, how much does the Bible weigh?
Uh-oh, a special alert.
10 pounds? 11 pounds? 28 pounds?
Sam, we've got a special alert.
You're not trying to avoid my question, are you?
No, but we need to see what's going on.
Oh, all right.
Hello, this is Carla the Singing Hermit Crab.
Wait, I thought you were on your shelf.
I was, but you two were just a-talking and a-talking, so I wandered off to find an adventure. And guess what I found?
Adventure?
A question.
Oh, we love questions. What is it?
So I'm at the playground on Maple Street, and I bump into a girl named Sarah. That's a name from the Bible, you know.
I know, the wife of Abraham.
See, but this is not the same as Sarah.
I didn't think it was.
Okay, good. Sarah's friends are making fun of a kid who talks kind of funny, different. Sarah thinks it's wrong to make fun of people, but if she doesn't do it, she might lose her friends. She might be all alone. How can she be brave enough to do what's right? And what if she ends up all alone because of it? What should she do?
No time for singing, Carlo. We've got a question to answer.
Carlo, over and out.
How can Sarah be brave enough to do what's right? And what if she ends up all alone because of it? We need to ask the Bible Nuts.
Oh, not the Bible nuts.
Yes, Bible Nuts. Bible Nuts, go.
We're Bible nuts, we're nuts for the Bible. Bible nuts, yes, me and I will answer your questions all day long while we sing our Bible nuts song. When her friends all misbehave, how can Sarah still be brave?
Right. Hello, I'm Johnny Cashew.
And I'm Mac, Damia. And we're the Bible nuts. We're nuts for the Bible and we're nuts.
But we digress. How can Sarah be brave around her friends? I was scared to sing in front of people until someone told me to imagine the audience in their underwear.
What? Now that's not going to help Sarah. She should imagine her friends dressed as clowns.
And riding on small llamas.
Why llamas?
Llamas make me laugh.
All right. Dressed as clowns, riding llamas.
Small llamas.
Like baby llamas?
No, juvenile llamas.
Right. So, Sarah, imagine your friends are clowns riding juvenile llamas.
What was the question again?
Don't remember, but I think we solved it. There's your answer.
That was a little disappointing.
Yeah, what a shock. Mr. Phil, a little help?
Well, I don't have your answer, but I think I know someone who does. You need to go to this address in this year.
Does that mean we get to take a trip?
In our time machine.
Let's go!
I need my goggles.
Entering coordinates.
Entering coordinates.
Engaging time displacement vector.
Engaging time displacement thingamajigger.
Ready for time leap.
Not ready for time leap.
We're traveling through time and space.
I've got my goggles on my face.
We're visiting another place for answers to our questions.
Oh, it gives me indigestion. Oh, I don't feel so good.
We're here,
Wait, are we in jail?
but we didn't do anything wrong.
How fast were you driving?
Maybe we aren't in jail. Maybe we're just meeting someone who's in jail.
You think Mr. Phil sent us here to meet someone dangerous? A scary criminal with scars and tattoos who is mean to turtles?
I'm gonna say no.
Oh, are you a criminal?
I don't feel like a criminal, but here I am in jail.
Did you rob a bank and knock off a Piggly Wiggly?
No, I wouldn't give someone my seat on the bus.
Wait, that's a crime?
Right here, right now, yes it is.
Hey, you're Rosa Parks.
Why, yes I am.
We read about you in school. What year is it?
1955.
Right. There were these laws for people with dark skin, where they could go to school, where they could live, even where they could sit on the bus.
What? Just because of their skin?
She's right. Treating people differently because of how they look or talk is wrong. But no one did anything about it. No one stood up and said enough. Until today. I suppose I just got tired of it.
That was really brave.
Mrs. Parks, how did you get so brave?
Oh, that's easy. God.
Are you a follower of Jesus?
I sure am.
They didn't mention that in school.
Well, it's the most important part. I've believed in God since I was a little girl. My grandma read the Bible to me every day. I heard stories about Jesus being brave before Pilate, about the Israelites being brave before Pharaoh, about Paul being brave when he was in prison. I knew God made them brave because God was with them.
Wow, you knew all those Bible stories?
I certainly did. And I knew if God was with the Israelites and God was with Paul, that God would be with me too. Rosa Parks. And that made me brave.
But now you're all alone, in jail.
I am in jail, but I am not all alone.
'Cause there's a turtle and an elephant.
No, I mean before you two showed up. I mean God. He was with me when I was little. He's with me today. And he'll be with me tomorrow. I was talking to him right before you got here.
You were talking to God?
Praying. Asking God to give me the strength for whatever comes next. Only He can give me that strength. Give me that much courage. I can stand up for what's right when I know God is standing with me.
Wow. God gives us the strength to stand up for what's right.
And we'll never be alone because God will be with us.
Mm-hmm. If you remember that, God will use you to make the world a better place.
He's sure using you, Mrs. Parks. Thanks for being so brave.
And thanks for answering our question. We'll never forget it.
There's something you don't see every day.
This just in. We've got an answer to our question.
Fantastico! What should I tell Sarah? Not the Sarah from the Bible, the Sarah from the playground.
We can be brave and stand up for what's right because God is with us.
Yep. God was with the Israelites. He was with Paul. He was with Rosa Parks. They made the world a better place because God was with them.
And they were never really alone. Do you know why?
Because God was with them. All of the time.
Every minute of every day. God is always with us. So we can be brave and do what's right.
This is a wonderful news. I will tell Sarah right away.
So, what should you remember from our trip today? Could you be brave like Rosa?
Yeah, I sure suppose I could as long as I know that anywhere I go, God goes with me.
If you'd be brave like Rosa.
Everybody knows a way the world could be better.
I hope we don't forget her and her bravery.
If you're really big and tall,
Or skinny, short, and kinda small. Either way.
you can say,
If I'm with God, I can be brave. The end.
Good job, everybody. Nice song. Our guest today was Rosa Parks, often called the First Lady of the Civil Rights Movement. When Rosa refused to give her seat on the bus to a man with lighter skin, she was arrested and thrown in jail. This started the Montgomery bus boycott, which was led by a young pastor no one had heard of named Martin Luther King. Rosa Parks stood up for what she believed was right, and as a result, the world is a better place. Rosa said her belief in God and the stories of the Bible gave her the courage to take her stand. And even in jail, she knew that God was there with her. The world really is a better place because of Rosa Parks, a follower of Jesus who stood up for what was right when everyone else was afraid to. And now it's time to go deeper into the world's most famous book. Hey everybody, let's take a look. Near the end of the Bible is a really little book, but it's got a lot of stuff that we can learn. So come on everybody, it's time to turn to the letter we call 1 John. Hi there, this is Phil. There's all sorts of great stuff in the Bible. That's why it's been the best-selling book in the world for, well, as long as there have been books. And you know, the Bible isn't just a book, it's a collection of books and writings, 66 different works put together.
I know. We learned that in What's in the Bible.
Oh, hi, Emily. That's my friend Emily. She's right. You may have learned that in What's in the Bible.
We did.
I know you did, but they might not have.
They haven't seen What's in the Bible?
I don't know. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. I just don't want to take any chances in case they haven't.
Okay. There's 66 books in the Bible. In case you're wondering.
Well, there. See? We've already learned something. Can I keep going?
Oh, yeah. Hit it.
Thank you. So today, we're starting a trip through one of those 66 books, all the way from beginning to end.
All the way through a whole book? That'll take forever.
It would if it was a big book, like the book of Psalms or Jeremiah, but I'm picking a much shorter book. In fact, it's really a letter, the letter called 1 John.
My great-grandfather was the first John. The first John ever.
Oh, hi, Sam. Glad you could come. I don't think your great-grandpa was the first John ever. There have been people named John for thousands of years.
You have no idea how old I am, do you?
Well, I don't think the first John was a turtle.
Okay, that's a good point. All right, carry on.
So the book of 1 John is in the New Testament. It's a letter written, we believe, by the John who was one of Jesus' disciples and also wrote the Gospel of John and the book of Revelation, the very last book of the Bible.
That's the weird one, right?
Yeah, that one's a little unusual. 1 John is called 1 John because it's one of 3 letters in the Bible that we believe were written by John. They're called...
1 John, another John, and yet another John.
No. 1 John, 2 John, and 3 John.
My great-uncle was the second John.
I'm just going to let that one go. So when you sit down to read a book of the Bible, it helps to ask the question, why did the author write this book?
How can we know? We can't ask him. He's not alive, right?
If he was a turtle, he might still be alive. Was he a turtle?
No, he wasn't a turtle, and he's not still alive. To figure out why an author wrote a particular book, we look for clues in the writing, but we also look for clues outside the writing. What was going on, where and when the author lived?
Sounds like a lot of work.
It can be, but fortunately that work has been done for us. Most Bibles have introductions to each book that tell us why we think each book was written. Study Bibles, like this one, have long introductions that are filled with all sorts of interesting information.
So what do they tell us about my great-grandfather?
Your great-grandfather was not the Apostle John. The Apostle John wrote this letter to answer a very simple but very important question. What does it mean to be a Christian? Or to put it another way, what does a Christian life look like?
Well, if you're a Christian, you go to church. You go to potlucks and church picnics and stuff. And you put one of those little fish on your bumper. Those little Christian bumper fish.
I think you're forgetting something.
What? What am I forgetting?
Something about Jesus, right?
Oh, right. And something about Jesus.
To be a Christian is to be a follower of Jesus. You've heard that before, haven't you?
Yeah, I've heard that before. A follower of Jesus.
A follower of Jesus. Right. What's that mean?
This is what John is explaining in 1 John. John focuses on three things that you'll see in the life of a follower of Jesus: true teaching, true living, and true loving.
They'll start with true. I like that. I have 3 cousins whose names all start with Bernie.
Thank you. True teaching means what we believe to be true, that we have the correct beliefs. True living is how we live our lives according to God's commands, and true loving is how we show love to one another.
Wait, you have to do stuff to be accepted by God?
No, we don't do stuff to be accepted by God. We do some stuff and we don't do other stuff because we have been accepted by God.
What if someone wants to be a Christian, a follower of Jesus, but they don't want to do anything?
Well, the problem with that is that follow is an action word. To follow someone requires taking action. If your friend says, "Follow me," and you say, "Okay," but then you never get up off the couch, are you following them?
Not very effectively.
No, you're not following them at all.
Exactly. Following Jesus isn't just a way of thinking. It's also a way of living. It's not just one decision you make once when you're a kid. It's decisions every single day.
What kind of decisions? How does it work?
Yeah, more detail, please.
That's what we're going to learn about in the book of 1 John, starting next time.
Whoa, wasn't that awesome? Now, what I want you to do is, I want you to take an opportunity to ask your parents any questions that you may have. Now, if they didn't get a chance to watch it with you, ask them. Ask your parents if they will watch today's lesson with you, and then ask them the questions. And guess what? If they don't know the answers, you can always email us right here at Omega Outreach STL. That's right, Omega Outreach STL at gmail.com. Now, if you're watching today and you've never asked the Lord Jesus to come live in your heart, guess what? We can do that right now. Will you pray with me? Dear God, I believe you sent Jesus to die for my sins. Dear Lord, come live in my heart. I want to live for you. Be my God. Thank you for saving me. Amen. If you prayed that prayer for the first time, you are now a Christ representative. Welcome to the family. We can't wait to see you the next time. Make sure you keep coming and watching so you can